then chucked it in the oven to have it one side so no stuff damage.
Really hits the spot. It's saucy, savory.
I don't think I've been this relaxed in a while. Sometimes I'm pushing myself so hard that I forget to live in the present. Take the past couple of weeks, for example. I've had some high highs recently. I worked on a project that was very meaningful to me. The process was stressful and full of adrenaline, and I was filled with such a euphoric feeling when I finally turned it in and it was finished. I was feeling very, very proud. But as the end of it grew to pass, I began to feel anxious and low again. The project is over and I don't know what I want to do next, which then leads to my inner critic getting very loud, and then I resort to watching YouTube shorts to try and drown it all out, which just makes the inner critic louder. But eventually, in my overconsumption of videos, I stumbled upon a couple of YouTubers that reminded me of peaceful mornings I used to have in the past. I watched an old favorite, Alia Zaita,
That is strong.
and I also found a new favorite in the YouTube channel Let Them Cook. I'll link them below. But the slow jazz, their ability to focus on the minor little moments in life, I don't know, it had me slowing down for the first time in maybe weeks, months. I just felt very at peace. And it really reminded me that these slow, simple moments are perhaps the very thing that make life worth living. The high highs are great, but not if the days in between are spent chasing them. I miss slow days. I say this as if I was once this super peaceful person and not always a bit on the anxious side. My aunt would say I'm driven by a motor. Yeah, slow days aren't my norm. They feel unproductive, not valuable. I mean, I'm used to working jobs where you really have to stay on your toes, competing at high levels where rest days aren't appreciated, and then the days where you work the hardest are praised. It's ingrained in me. And I find it very difficult to find my way to a peaceful place, let alone accept that maybe it's a better way for me to live. Taoism comes to mind as I write this. Its concepts of how striving produces pain and inner conflict, how we try to force things rather than just allow them, and how that forcing can only lead to suffering. I struggle to allow. I'm often forcing. I have this deep love for life, for my life, and I'm so eager to make the most of it that sometimes I make it a misery. I spend too many of my days wanting and striving and anxiously searching for the answers to life's biggest questions. What am I doing here? What's my purpose? Am I making the right decisions? And although I put all of my efforts into searching, I never seem to find an answer. There's an art to letting go and slowing down, to allowing life to simply be rather than forcing it to mold and conform into what you want it to be. I'm all too aware that when I try to force my own will, I end up just making a mess. It's hard to trust, to give up control, to allow pieces to fall into place as they may, rather than trying to shove them together even when they don't fit. I'd love to say that after a couple hours of slowing down and feeling calm, I was able to carry that into my week. But the reality is that it's a constant practice, to not force, but to allow, to slow down, to notice the little things, to enjoy. It all sounds so simple, but it's funny how the simplest things can feel so elusive. But for me, I'll continue to soak up the little moments where I feel myself truly letting go and allowing myself to slow down and be free.